every single week I try to come into your life with some type of topic that I believe will move the needle for you, whether that's personally or professionally, around your sales, your service, your marketing, and all this is a mindset. And one of my favorite concepts that I have learned, that I've studied over the years, is called the 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. And essentially the concept here is every individual person has a preferred love language, right, with their significant other. And once you can really figure this your significant other's love language, then it's really a lot easier for you to be a better partner for them, right? And so I just think about this same concept related to your business, whether that's somebody that you're proactively prospecting, whether that's somebody you're following up to close, whether that's a current client or a past client that you're currently working with, is there are ways for you to build in these 5 love languages into your business, right? Specific to your real estate business. And I just want to go through these step by step and just give you some ideas on how you can really better incorporate these to be transformational in such a transactional world, right? For a lot of you working in the housing and banking spaces, it really is easy to be discarded once a transaction's over with. A lot of you will go out there and you're going to be the listing agent or the buy side. Let's just say, for instance, you're on the buy side. You get somebody into the home, you work really, really hard for them, especially during more competitive markets. And then what happens is, on average, that person's going to remain in that home for the next 5 to 10 years, right? That's what statistics say. Just like a lot of times we're like, this is one of the biggest decisions that you're ever going to make. But the reality is, for a lot of people, it's not their forever home. However, with that being said, a lot of times it's like, okay, we've done this and now we're already on to the next deal. And the mindset that I want for all of you when it comes to being transformational in a transactional world is, I truly believe, and I believe this is a NAR stat, National Association of Realtors, every one deal could or should be worth 5.7 additional deals. For every one deal, we should get a referral within the first 90 days. We should get a review within the first 90 days. And then, of course, we want the retention of that business. So there's some different things that you could do when it comes to your client onboarding and when it comes to your client experience and when it comes to your different marketing strategies tied to the 5 love languages, okay? So I'm going to go through these step by step. One of the love languages that is preferred is quality time. So I think about quality time as it's a collective passion, right? Like, people want to spend time with you. You're the expert. You're that must-have go-to person. And so I just think about quality time is when I invite other people to come do something that I enjoy and we do it together, or something that they enjoy and we do it together, all right? And so I just think about all the things that I really enjoy doing. It could be drinking wine. It could be sitting around the back patio. It could be sitting around the fire. It could be talking about our bigger dreams, our bigger goals, right? It could be any number of different kinds of things. But I just think about that, right? One time over the first 90 days of closing this transaction with this person and truly being transformational is, you know what? Maybe you do spend some type of quality time with them and their family, right? So just think about some different ways on how when that transaction's over with. Now, guys, listen, you have probably spent, again, if it's a buy side or even on the listing side, you probably have already spent a lot of quality time together, all right? But the reason we do this exercise within the first 90 days post-close is we want to really figure out, is quality time with us or with them their preferred love language? And then from there, every 90 days, you're going to come back through and you're going to pick one of these love languages that you do. And I should also preface this on the front end by saying, for a lot of people, when it comes to these 5 love languages, it's not like any one of these are bad. Like, I have really 1 or 2 different love languages that are more prevalent for me, especially with my business. And I should probably preface all this by saying, I'm not a life coach. I'm not a relationship coach. I'm a single dude that's out there. But when it comes to my business, I really have incorporated a lot of these strategies, these 5 love languages, into my client experience. And into my client onboarding, and then even the retention of it, right? So quality time would be doing something that you both enjoy with the people who matter the most. And just figure that out one time over those next 90 days. What's some different ways that you can spend quality time with them, right? Maybe, again, if you got that person into the home, maybe you're going to throw them a housewarming party. Like, that could be quality time with them where you're like, you know what? You're a first-time home buyer, and I would love to be the one that buys some pizza for you and your friends and spend some quality time together, all right? The second part of this would be the acts of service. So I think about acts of service as really spending time or really donating your time to a cause that they deem worthy. So let's just say, for instance, you ask them on the front end, hey, at the end of this, obviously I want to do such an amazing job that you're going to want to go tell other people about me and about our services. But I also do believe in spending time in causes that you deem worthy, right? So if they have children, maybe church is a big part of their life. Maybe their community is a big part of their life, and the new community that they're moving into, right? Maybe it's a charity, right? So you're going to donate some type of charity to their choice, kind of a thing. And so I just think about it that way: is acts of service is spending time in causes that they deem worthy. The causes starts with a C. The rest of those start with a C: their children, their church, their charity, and a community. So maybe you just go show up to their son or daughter's t-ball game or their soccer game. Like maybe you figure out through Facebook that this is a cause that they deem worthy, and now you're going to go support them in that cause. So a lot of times when it comes to these 5 love languages, you have to slow down to speed up. You have to slow down and really get to know your clients on the front end to really understand the things that they are passionate about as well, okay? The third love language are gifts. Now this one is a little bit easier, quite frankly, right? So at one point over the first 90 days, you're going to send them a gift, so you figure out something that's like a +1. I know a lot of people do like a cutting board or magnets or whatever it might be. And I know there's compliance rules and stuff like that and regulations when it comes to a gift. But you know what? Maybe you do figure out their favorite wine or their favorite liquor or their favorite drink or their favorite food. And maybe you do something like that. I've seen people that, if it's in, more of a colder weather climate. I'm from, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, or an hour north of Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? And I think about the cold winters. So it's going to be like, hey, we're going to help winterize your house. It could be the fact that we're going to have, like every fall, we're going to help you do a gutter cleaning service. There's so many things. It could be, I'm going to hire a landscaper. I'm going to hire somebody to mow your lawn for the first time. So there's different things that you could do when it comes to that. Gifts that I've heard for single parents, so for single mothers is, if you're comfortable, I'm willing to hire a babysitter for you, right? So your first weekend or within your first month, you can go out there and as a single parent, go do some of the other things, right? Go be an adult kind of a thing, right? So there's things like that I've heard people do. I've heard people do, again, for single parents, hey, we're going to buy you a massage, a deep tissue massage or something like that. So just think about that +1. And I go back to when I bought my cabins in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And, just instead of just sitting down at the closing table and you're taking a picture with the key, no offense to my title friends out there, like what is that +1? What is that in addition to that you can do? And I think about the title partner that I had back in Tennessee when I closed on my cabin, over 6 years ago now. And, obviously the owner, it became a really good friend, a coaching client of mine. And so, he brought a 5th of Mandarin vodka and some 6-pack of Red Bull. And he knew I was going to the cabin for the first time to sit in the hot tub and overlook the mountains, and it's going to be beautiful. And so that was a gift. And I still think about that gift, so that could be it. I think about one of my coaching clients that's in the real estate community is, for him and his wife's anniversary. I just called ahead and I said, hey, I'm in your community right now or your neighborhood. What's your favorite restaurant to go to? I have a date that I want to take them to. And then he told me, Smoking Fins, out there in Littleton, Colorado. So I got them a gift card, I think it was like $50 or $100 gift card to go to Smoking Fins. So again, guys, it depends on the quality and the experience that you have with that client. But those are some different +1 ideas for the gift. That's just not simply, like, hey, here's a $5, thanks a lot, take gift card kind of a thing. All right. Now, words of affirmation for me, for you on the real estate side, like when does buyer's remorse set in? It sets in right away. So right after, like you're either at the closing table or you leave the closing table, call them, text them, send them a video message once again, and just thank them. And again, tell them, remind them of what such a great investment that is, that this is for them, right? So words of affirmation is just sending gratitude messages. Some other things that I like to do, I like to just do gratitude walk and talks. So once a day, I like to go on a 30 to 6 minute gratitude walk and talk, typically outdoors. I live here in Scottsdale, Arizona now, so typically weather's not an issue. And I'll just go do gratitude walk and talk. So think about it that way. Words of affirmation could be, at the closing table, after the closing table. It could be handwritten notes. It could be thank you cards. It could be any number of different kinds of things, but just thank them. And the more that your clients get, down the road with you, I love you, I appreciate you, I can't do it without you, kind of a thing, right? And that's going to create that bond, that collective passion, that vested partnership with your clients. And I save the best for last, right? Physical touch, you can't go around touching your clients, okay? That's against the law, right? So, I kind of make a tongue-in-cheek joke about that. But when it comes to physical touch, I just think about this as your nonverbals. When you're with somebody, be with them, right? Like when you have your phone in your hand, did you know the engagement rate drops over 60% if you just have your phone in your hand when you're talking to somebody, right? When you sit down at the closing table or you're with that client for the first time, and you put your phone, even if it's face down on the table, that engagement drops a lot. So I just think about it that way. Like physical touch for me is when you're with somebody, be with them. It's okay to put your hand on their shoulder, right? It's making great eye contact. 93% of communication is nonverbal. So these are some just different examples really quickly of the 5 love languages that you can really incorporate into your business. And I create a player profile. So for every one of my new clients, during those first 90 days for you post-close, I'm just going to ask myself, right? Am I being transformational in a transactional world? I'm interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing me. Are they truly valuing me and my contributions into their life and the value that I brought to this equation? And so for you in real estate, go where you're celebrated, not merely tolerated. Do you have a collective passion of people who have your back? Do you have promoters who say good things when solicited, meaning when asked? Do you have your top 25 advocates who are out there fighting battles for you right now that you don't even know that they're fighting? Do you have these different people in your life who have your back? And this is just a simple way, because I know a lot of you are always looking for ways to incorporate strategies like these in your business, not only short-term during your client experience, but also the client retention. So think about client retention as simply that. It's like, hey, every Thanksgiving, I'm going to do a pumpkin pie giveaway. Every Halloween, I'm going to do a pumpkin giveaway, right? Every Christmas, I'm going to run out of theater and we're going to do the Marvel comic movies, So there's like so many things that you could do. Every opening day of baseball, we're going to run out a lot and we're going to invite all of our past clients to that. So there's a lot of different things that fall within these 5 love languages that you can incorporate into your business every 90 days at a time. But that is a big part of this. And this is a great time of year to do this, right? We're in February, you're still ramping up for the busy season. Is within your marketing plan, start to build out not only for every individual client experience, how you can incorporate some of these 5 love languages, tongue twister there, but also long-term, right? Long-term, like on a quarterly marketing basis, what are some of these things that you can incorporate as far as marketing themed events? So I really do hope that really breaking down these 5 love languages can help you in your business start to think creatively about the things that you can do. Speaking of Breakthrough Broker, right? They have so many amazing marketing tools that you can use as well when it comes to these strategies, right? So they have so many different types of mailers and things like that they offer. So definitely take advantage of them and their services and the great ideas that they come up with when it comes to the marketing ideas, specifically to the gratitude messages and the invites to your events and all those different types of things. So as always, guys, thank you so much. If you are interested in bringing this workshop to your brokerage or even other workshops that I have the 5 love languages, I have perfecting your prospecting, I have the follow-up to close, I have new client onboarding, I have status sales marketing, I have turn your pitch into money, I have the 90-day sales plan, I have a selling system, I have a course in confidence, right? There's a lot of different workshops that I have, but this is just a special themed Valentine's Day edition for you.